Good afternoon, Americans. This is your favorite alien. No Bubba today, and sitting in for Paul Harvey, doing a commentary. So stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, wow. Um, Here we are on Friday, almost a week since the shooting at El Paso, and I did have a chance to look at the manifesto. So, based on what I read on the manifesto, uh, here is my commentary as I would think Mr. Paul Harvey would do. So here it goes. Well, Americans, it's almost a week since the shootings at El Paso and Dayton, Ohio, and we still have more questions than answers. We know one guy killed 22 people in El Paso, and he's left what you call the so-called manifesto. But the only thing is, if you look at the guy and the people that are interviewing the guy, and you look at the manifesto, you'll see that the two don't match. Because there's some friends involved here. Who are the friends? How did he get to be this way? That's a question that El Paso police and FBI agents have to answer. And they're not going to give you a definite answer. They're not going to give them the networks an answer at all. Because right now, I think they're in a conundrum because it's a bigger issue than just a guy going to shoot. For one thing, he drives in his car and goes 600 miles to El Paso. And he says he wanted to kill Hispanic people. Well, don't you have a lot of them in Dallas? In the suburbs? Fort Worth? Tempe? Arlington there? You know, the triplex, metroplex there? You have a lot of Hispanics there. Why did he go to El Paso if he wanted to shoot just Hispanics? The manifesto, if you look at it, and you look at the guy and the way the police describe him, he doesn't seem to me like the guy that would write a manifesto like that. That manifesto was written by somebody who was had hatred towards the Hispanics and anybody else. It wasn't this guy. This guy was just a server. He's a killer, yes. He killed 22 people. Does he hate? Well, somebody indoctrinated him in that. But that's the problem, see. Hate is not taught. It's indoctrinated. And you're not born with hate. Your parents or your friends or your coworkers or your school will make you hate people. And that's the problem, Americans, that you have here with this shooter in El Paso. And the law enforcement and the judicial system is going to say, hey, we got the manifesto, we have lock, stock, and barrel here, we got him with the weapons and everything, and he shot the people, therefore we got the killer. Yes, you got the killer, but really you don't have the killer. The killer is the person or persons. He pulled the trigger, he killed people. Yes, but he's not what I call the killer. The killer is whoever is behind this. And I guarantee you there's more than one person behind this. I'm a Latin. I'm a Hispanic heritage person from Panama. And sure, you would say I would have hate for him to kill Hispanics. But he could have killed anybody else. I mean, it's not just us Hispanics. It's you white people. What happens if a black person gets in there and starts shooting you guys up? Or an Asian? Or you start shooting Asians? See, this is a problem not only for Hispanics, it's a problem for the whole thing. Because nobody has taught anybody to be human. Everybody says, you are Hispanic, you are Asian, you are African, and therefore you have African American, Latino Americans, Asian Americans. Why do you need the slash? You can look Asian, you can look Latin, and you can look African American. But if you take all that back and don't know about the other stuff, you're American. You can take babies of all these races and put them someplace and raise them. They may look that, but they'll act like the person who raised them. And this is the problem that we have, Americans, especially here in El Paso. It's come to roost. You have people that made this guy do what he did, and it wasn't just one. I bet you it was at least 10. Will they ever find him? Will they ever try to find him? No. Because they say they got their man here, and he created the manifesto. They won't even look at the manifesto and saying, hey, the words of the manifesto and the words of the guy, he doesn't have that kind of mentality. He doesn't have that kind of intellect to write that kind of manifesto. So this is your favorite alien saying, sitting in for Paul Harvey today, saying, come on, Americans, wake up and smell the roses. We got a huge problem here, and it's not just Latino Americans. It affects everybody, including you white people. You got a serious problem. Thanks.